uh, last time we covered the API life cycle. Okay, so we started with design, prototype, validate, feedback. We covered all these steps, and I have shown you what are the how we use to design this API life cycle. What are the different assets we have on Anypoint platform, like API designer, flow designer, API console. Okay, so that we covered in our last session. Today we will start with our first, like, that is create API specification using RAML, and we will cover like protocols, HTTP methods, request response, URI parameters, query parameters, error codes, libraries, fragments, data types. All these will be using we will be using in our RAML. uh, One moment, just people are pinging the back. Admitting. Yes. Okay. So what is first thing is what is RAML? Okay. So RAML is the full form of RAML is REST API Modeling Language. Most of the people are aware already, but who are not aware that it is a REST API modeling language that is used to describe your API. Okay. It lets you to see what your API looks like. Okay, when you design it, okay, it will give you a a view how it looks like, what are the inputs and outputs, what are the error codes and everything. Okay, so it's kind of a blueprint of the API that describes your API in a text format. Okay, so this is the link that I can put keep in the chat section. Okay, you can copy it. That is from official website. Okay, I pinged you in the chat so you guys can copy from there. Okay, so this is what is RESTful APIs. Okay, that you guys need to read. Who knows about this, that's fine, but please go through with this link. Okay, so as I said, like, it is a blueprint of the API. Okay, so what is the blueprint actually here? So when you it is I'm showing you a real example, like what is the meaning of the blueprint here. Okay, so in our buildings or in our homes, like in our apartments, okay, and for electrical connections. Okay, for electrical connections, electrical we call the electric engineer, and it makes a plan using simple pen paper. Okay, based on our building design, based on our apartment map. Okay, so then it shows us that by making a design like a blueprint of all the connections, like how it where will be the switch for fan, where will be the switch for light, where will be the light, everything. Okay, so it will show with the blueprint, it will show us that how many connections will be there, where I will put the switch for light, where I will keep the switch of fan. Okay, so after that it will create the designs some simple like this. Okay, like this is our room, this is our bedroom. Okay, here is the fan, here is the light, everything like a blueprint. Okay, this blueprint is showing us how our electrical connections will be there in our flat. Okay, once it will create he will create or she will create the design, they will provide us. Okay, they will showcase to us, and we will provide the feedback if we need any changes. Okay, after the feedback they will redesign it, or they will make some amendments. Okay, and when we will pass the design, they will start their implementations. Okay, so in the same way we design our API using RAML. So in the RAML we design RAML is also like a text format to showcase our API. So there we use what will be the request for the API, what will be the response of the API, what will be the request structure, what will be the response structure, if any error occurs, what will be the error message. Okay, so that we for that purpose we use RAML. So we can say RAML is a blueprint of our API. Okay, so one moment. So main question, first thing is Before writing a raml, we need to create a file and what the name of the file will be. Okay, so raml file names are always in lowercase using kebab case. Okay, there are some naming convention standards. Okay, so I open this link one moment to showcase. So the people who are from non-IT background, or like who are from other backgrounds, okay, so it will be easy for you to understand. One moment, this one. So on the Wikipedia, if you go to naming convention, if you search for the naming conventions programming, there are many standards, like for example camel case, snake case, Pascal snake case, kebab case. Okay, if you click on kebab case, it will show you like letter case is distinction between, it will explain you what is the kebab case actually. So kebab case example is something like this, separated by the hyphen. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So if you see, every letter, every word, not letter, every word is separated by hyphen. So that is the kebab case naming convention. Okay, so every ramal we the name of every ramal we give by using kebab case naming convention. Okay, so as I've written, like it is a programming variable naming convention where a developer replaces the space between words with a dash. Okay, and the file names will be in the lowercase. So that is the naming for a ramal file. Okay, then we start with a basic info in the ramal, like how to write a ramal. So guys, before we start writing a ramal, there are some basic informations that we required before writing a ramal. So if I copy this one into a notepad plus plus, so this is the basic structure of a ramal that you use to write the ramal. Okay, let me copy this into the notepad plus plus. Yes, this one. So here this ramal 1.0 means it is a ramal version. In the last class when I was creating a API specification using API design center, I have shown you like what how many, how many types are there to design API specification. There were OS, different versions were there for OS. For ramal there were two versions, 0.8 and 1.0. So 1.0 is the latest one, so we will use ramal 1.0. So first line will be ramal 1.0. It means it is a ramal 1 version. It's not required because it's a commented. Okay, so it's a commented one. Then the basic one is title. Okay, then version, base UI, protocols, and media type. So these are like basic things that we need when we write a ramal. So it is important to define all these things like title, version, base URI, protocols. Okay, so API title, so it is the title of API. Like if we are creating, for example, API for Salesforce, so we can write like API title as Salesforce system API. Okay, title will be like I'm giving sample API, so it can be Salesforce system API. Okay, and then version, each API should have a version. Version means like very first time we are creating a Salesforce system API. Okay, so then what we do, we give its version like v1. Okay, v2 when there is a new version created like with some other changes, or then we give its version as v2. Okay, so versioning of the API is also a different topic, completely different topic. Okay, so like how we do versioning in the APIs. Okay, so in ramal also we give the version of the API, so that is this one, this tag ramal, like we have version, like we give v1. So when there will be new changes we will give v2 and so on. Okay, then there is a base URI. So it is an optional field that is used to identify the endpoint of the resources. Okay, so if I go back, like base URI, http sampleapi.com/version. So base URI means like this will be our URI, and here it will be like our resources that we will define in the RAML. Okay, so that it is a optional, you can keep it or not. Okay, so but if you like, if you will mock your service, then it will get commented, and there will be new base URI will be populated here. That is like a feature of Anypoint platform. It will, when we do the mocking of the service, there is a feature, we will discuss that also, I will show you. Then this whatever base URI we will give, it will get comment, and then new base URI will get created. Okay, and the protocols like HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, I think in our first class, I asked to read about.
Sorry to interrupt you. I think some of them is waiting in lobby. Can you please allow?
Okay, sorry, yeah, thank you for that. I think everybody joined now. Okay, so guys, HTTP and HTTPS are the protocols that we use. So in my first class or second class, I think I asked you to read about HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so like HTTPS is like far more secure than HTTP. Okay, so it's when we use HTTP, its URL is something like http/sampleap.com, something like. When you use protocol HTTPS, then it will be HTTPS. I think you guys, uh, if you use a banking website, there is always like HTTPS, because it's a secure one. It's by default show you like it's using HTTPS protocol, and it's a secured one, secure protocol. Okay, in the same way, we define protocols in our RAML, like it is HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, so yeah, like if the protocol is not explicitly specified, the protocol in the base URI is used. For example, in our RAML, if we don't specify the protocol, then whatever we are specifying here in the base URI, it will take that one as by default. Okay, and yes, so then it's a media type. We, for every resource, we need to define the media type. Okay, so media type is a format of a request or response body data. Okay, so we need to define the what type of media type will be there for our request, what will be the media type for our response. Okay, so this is the basic starting of the RAML, that this is really, useful. You need to give all these informations before writing the specifications for your API. Okay, first we come with, because we need to cover all like methods, query params, URI params. So first start with HTTP methods. So HTTP method, like create, we create method means post, read method is get, update is put, delete is delete. Okay, so what is create method? Okay, so create, generally I think I have shown you in the Postman in my second class, the how many methods are there. There are so many methods, but these are the basic methods that we use. So first start with the post method. So post is mostly utilized to create new resources. Okay, in particular it's used to create like subordinate resources, that is subordinate to some other resource. Okay, on successful creation, it returns an HTTP status with code 201. Okay, so whenever you design your API with post method, give HTTP response with status 201. So 201 means it is created, whatever you want to create, it means it is created. So post we use to create new resources. Okay, what is get? So get is simplest type of HTTP request method, the one that browsers use each time you click a link or type a URL into the address bar. If I show you like any one URL, for example, anything like any news channel like BBC UK. Okay, so BBC Home, when we click it, it will call one of the API like get with the get method of BBC UK. Okay, and it will give you all the details here. Okay, so this is the simplest type of HTTP request method. Okay, so each browser use it each time when you click a link or you type a URL. Okay, so data should never be modified. Okay, I will cover that thing later, but okay, so this is the basic funda of get method. Now come back to the slide. So update method, put, that is put. So put is most oftenly utilized for put is most oftenly utilized for update capabilities, like putting to a known resource URI with the request body, okay, that contains like newly updated representation of the original resource. So in a layman language, we used it to update something for a resource. Okay, so that is put method. And delete like to delete something, so it's a pretty easy to understand, like it is used to delete a resource identified by a URI. Okay, and on successful deletion it returns the HTTP status 200 along with the response body. Wait, some people are in the lobby. Yes, Yashwant, the session is getting recorded, don't worry. Okay, so that is the delete method. Okay, there is one more, like in we use put method. There is one more method, patch method. So patch request says that we would only send the data that we need to modify without modifying or affecting other parts of the data. So okay, so for example, if we need to update only the first name, we pass only the first name. Okay, so it is like to partially update the data, not to complete update the data. So these are all about HTTP methods that we will use. Okay, like to designing the API specifications. And I think in MCD level 1 certification you will get some questions from this also, not sure, but definitely and there will be one or two questions for these type of like maybe in the form of differences. Okay, but you will get for sure. Okay, so now next is our query params versus URI params. Okay, so what is most of the people have this doubt, what is query params and what are URI params. So I think in my first class I have shown you this, like this is BBC, for example, bbc.com, and there is some other website. So many websites are there. When you click and you realize that there is some question mark, and after that we have something like first name equals to Anurag, something like that. So whatever after this question mark, it is called as query parameter. Okay, so this is the query parameter. Okay, and whenever you pass the query parameter, it will always it will be always visible in our address bar. Okay, so this is the like this we called as query parameter. And if you see here, like there is an example, the books slash publisher here. So we are getting books, but we are getting books only for that published in 2021, and we are sorting it on in ascending order. So okay, so to pass query params, like many query params in with the request, you need to use this ampersand sign, this one. Okay, so query parameters are used to filter the collection resource types. The query parameter is passed at the end of the URL after a question mark to sort, filter or paginate the resource. So this is the query parameter. And URI parameter, the unique resource identifier. It's a full form of URI param, unique resource identifier. Okay, it is passed as a param in the uniform resource locator. Uniform resource identifier identifies a unique instance, like this, okay, of a particular resource type. For example, we are getting books, we want books, but we inside the books we have a particular book id, so we need that book id. So we will pass it like this. So whatever inside the curly bracket, this is our URI param. So we will define that everything in our REPMAL, but it is the basic understanding of some things that you should know. Okay. Let me allow some more people in the lobby. Okay. So I hope you guys are understanding this, all these things. Okay. So last is, let's start with basic RAML design. So as you guys know, last time we created a account on Anypoint platform, and I have showcased you like how to create a API specification. Okay, let me create a new one today again. Create new. One second, I just zoom it for you. Okay, so create new API specification. Define how the API will behave and how it communicates with other systems and APIs. So this is kind of definition of new API specification. Click on this API title. So today, like I will create an example of, for example, a library. Like we have a library and there are so many books. So I'm just giving like book system API RAML 1.0. There are so many other languages that we can use OS, and with OS JSON, OS YAML, and different versions. And for same RAML 0.8 1.0, let's create with RAML 1.0. It will open a new window for you in the design center. So this was the first part. So by default it will give you the title and the RAML version. So you can define this that I've shown you in the PPT. Okay, so delete this one. This one moment, I just copy some things. Guys, if you have any questions, okay, so keep it, we'll clear it at the end. Okay, okay, somebody asked what is RAML 0.8 1.0. Actually RAML 1.0 have some new features like libraries, improved security schemas, annotations, data typing. Okay, so these are these are some new features that they added in RAML 1.0. Okay, mm, there are so many differences or between 0.8 and 0.1. So I think if we will cover that, it will take too much time. Okay, so better we focus on YAML 1.0 because 0.8 is older version, so don't worry about older version, it's gone. 0.8, and if I means we need to use YAML 1.0 everywhere in our Mule APIs. Okay, so I think this question is will gonna cover so many. Means it needs some more time to explain. That will divert our main topic. Okay. But I will say like you can, there is a raml.org, a link there. You can, there I think they have explained everything about RAML, because RAML is completely different topic, completely, it's a very big topic. There are so many things, but I am gonna cover only the main things that is required to design our APIs. Okay, so let me open my studio. already created earlier and I will showcase you that. I have created last week a bank project, okay, for someone who asked the question on MuleSoft Helper forum. Okay, but I'm not gonna showcase you that, but in the same way we will create in this one. Okay, so this is the title, this is the version and protocols, like you can define like this or you can define like this, and whenever you put protocols it will like https, you can select, it will show you all the protocols. Okay, you need to select one, either http or https, or you can comma http, like this you can give. Okay, so then when you go to the next line, guys, keep one thing in your mind, like whenever you design a raml, whenever you write something in the raml, indentation is really, main part. Like whatever you are writing, you cannot write something just like simple text, like if you want to write something this and then next line something. No, everything, every basic root fields like version, base, UI, protocols, everything is defined at a particular level. Okay, so that we will learn one by one. Okay, so protocol is done. Then we start with the basic one. For example, we create a resource first. For example, we need to create a book resource, we need books. Okay, so we need books based, here it will be semicolon, then in the next line it will automatically giving you one tab. Okay, if you go like delete this one, then if you write something, for example, after this you need to write a get method, because books we need get. Okay, so if you see it's giving you error. Okay, so raml, this API design center is capable to give you automatically some indentations. Okay, like books, then if you put enter, so it will give you where you need to write, and it will showcase you what are the things we can keep under these books, like methods, docs, types, security, parameters. So for example, we are creating a basic raml first. All these things whatever mentioned, okay, like methods, docs, types, state, security, parameters, all these we will cover. Okay, first let me give you get. Okay, this is the get method we selected. Okay, so it will give you, it is automatically, then under the get method it is showing you there are some things can come under the get, like what its body, if there are any parameters. Okay, so before writing get, there were also like parameters, so you can, if you define parameters before get, so it means, you are defining the parameters for complete resource. It is not dependent on any method get, post, put, delete. Okay, but if you will define the parameters just after the method, so it means like it is dependent on the method, like when there is a get method, then we need to pass query parameters or headers, whatever. Okay, so this is get method, and now put, oh sorry, after this get, and here I think we can create, one second, yes, yeah, so here like we parameters are there, so I can create like headers first or query parameters. So I'm creating first query parameters, query parameters. Okay, or you can directly select from here like this, so it will give you complete one, no need to write. Okay, by like manually. So query parameters, then go down, enter, then you need, it is automatically giving you one tab. Okay, so like for example here we will give, for example, book ID. Okay, so book ID means we want books, but we want based on the book ID. Okay, so book ID. So book ID is what type of book ID? It is a what type of and like what will be the type of book ID field? Like it will be integer or it is a number or like that, and it is a required query parameter or not. Okay, so for that we have some tags like required. Okay, so if you want to make this query parameter required, then just give true. Okay, and if you don't want to give this query parameter like then you just give to false. Okay, by default if you don't give this required tag, so by default it means your book ID is mandatory, it is required in the request. When you hit the books, the query parameter book ID is mandatory. If you specify required is equal to true or false, it manually you can define, like because by default it's true, so you need to define manually like required equals to false. Okay, so I give it false, it is not required now. Okay, and then its type, what is the type of this field? Book ID, so we'll give it as a number. Okay, we can give number or we can give it like string. Okay, so string is like alphanumeric, whatever ABC 1 2 3 combination of like alphanumeric. Okay, number means like 1 2 3 4 only. Okay, so we need to give, I'm giving it number this, and again then we can give an example, like example the ID should be like something like this. Okay, what is, why it's giving an error? Okay, it's fixed. Okay, so this is the one like this, and then we can simply give like it's response. Okay, so for get method, right? So we are for get method, when we create get method, we don't need any any request. We just need to pass we just need to pass our web address, like I am showing you bbc.uk. We are just passing the web address and it will give us the details. Okay, so get method needs only the response. Okay, so here's some other things also you can mention, like what this get method is doing. So you can define like its description, what exactly it's doing. So uh, uh, it is giving all books based on book ID, something like this. You can give the description. Okay, you can display, you can give the name when it will show, like whatever you are writing, look on the right hand side, it's giving, it is creating everything for you. Like API title is book system API, version it's v1, whatever URL, that base URI, this will be the URL for this one. Supported protocols are HTTPS or HTTP, both are supported. You can give either HTTP or HTTPS, one also will also you can give. Okay, everything you are getting here. So if you click on get, look the URI parameters, query parameters, everything it will showcase. Book ID is number and this example is 1 2 3. Okay, so everything is there. So now because it's a get method, so we don't need to define request, just go for response. Okay, so responses, and it will be 200, it's body like this. So responses, if for one get request, if you want different responses, like it generally for to get it is 200, only 200. Okay, but in the post request, or like in case of error responses, there can be different codes, 401 402 something like this. Okay, so that's why its tag name is like responses. So for get we have only 200, and its body, if it is 200, it's what will be the body, what will be the structure of the body. Okay, what type of response structure you need in from the books resource. for the get method. So body, then enter, and then here there are so many examples like application JSON, XML, this, and for this you can create, you can say like what are documents, so many things you can explain. So I'm taking application slash JSON. Okay. So here also we can describe if you want, like description, we can give the description. Okay, if we want some documentation like what this JSON contains, for example description I will give, it's there, so I'll just click on this. So we can write like the response from box. Okay, so it's something like this. And look, the response is 200, body, media type is application select JSON. So I was, before starting the session, before starting this demo, I was telling you about the media type. So this is our media type that we define for each response and request structure. So this is the media type. Okay, and this is showing what is this response. So the response from books you can give according to your requirements, or like according to your definition in the low level design documents. So you can provide this. Okay, so I'm just giving the basic ones. Description, the response from the books. Okay, so this is, here you can give like examples. Okay, so here you can give example. So example like what type of JSON it will be. Okay, so it will be, you can include many examples, not only one. Okay, so in the examples we will have example. Okay, and okay, so it takes some time to load because it was showing you error, so don't worry, it takes some time to load and it will rectify all the errors for you. Okay, okay, so here you can simply define any example. For example, like what is the book name. Okay, what is the book ID. So it is like something books. Okay, so it is array, so many books can be there, array, define this. Okay, so guys who are from non-IT background, just go through what is the JSON, uh, um, what is the structure of the JSONs, and what is the actual like definition of the JSON, how we write the JSON files, how we, what is the structures. So I think there's a link, jsonlint.com. so whenever you write any JSON you can use this link. Okay, for example I'm writing this one, so just copy this and we can check if our syntax, if our code structure is correct or not. So paste it here and validate the JSON. If it is valid, if it is right, so it will give you green. If it is, for example I'm missing something, like I'm missing this bracket, and if you will click on validate JSON it will give you error pass error on line 2, expecting string this got this. So we need to put it back. So it is very simple tool. Okay, it will give you everything, like it will validate your JSON and it will give you everything. If there is any error it will explain you and accordingly you can fix it. Okay, so let me write my JSON here only. So inside box we have a book ID. Okay, book ID is like 123, that says number. It's your wish, like sometimes if we don't give this string, double string, so if you click on this it will give you error. So always whatever field names, it should be under double quotes. Okay, and for next field just give comma and next. So it can be, give me some more examples guys, what can be under books. Okay, so I will write here, for example it's author. Suggest me some more fields under books. Can you hear me guys? Hello.
Yes, Anurag.
Okay,
You
fine.
can say yes.
Yeah, okay. Please suggest some more names or for fields. Okay. So like books, cost. Its cost can be like
Genre. Edition. Edition.
sorry, addition. Okay. Yeah, it's
And also you can put the genre, right?
hmm,
This belongs to genre.
correct. So addition like third edition, third. Okay. So and then like publication. What is general? You were saying general.
Genre. Is it a fiction? Is it in self-help? Is it like
Okay. MuleSoft. Okay. What gen? No, I'm not getting. Can you spell it?
Side.
What was that? General. Can you spell that?
Journa.
Okay, journal. Okay, yeah. So,
It is not general. It is genre.
can you spell that?
G-E-N-R-E.
Okay. G-E-N-E.
G-E-N-R-E.
E-N. Okay, so we can give like fiction. Okay, so in the same way we can have so many books. Okay, so every book is like we need to define like this comma. Okay, because it's an array, books is an array, so each detail of each book detail will be something like this. Okay, so it is fiction. What is the okay, we missed the bracket. Okay, so it's perfect. So here you can give some different ID 53. Here you can say like Dinesh. Its price is like $50. Edition is first. It's MuleSoft only. We can say fiction. Okay. So this is one example. So copy this. It's validated. Now go back to the designer. In the example, we can paste it. Okay. So one moment, because it's tagging issues here. Should take some time to load. Okay. Okay, if there is any error you can see it here, but there is no errors. It's just because we added a JSON, so it will show you. Okay, so now this is our first what we can say. Okay, let me fix these things because it's not good. Okay, it's fixed now. So this is the example that when we hit the books resource with the get method, we need to pass its book ID as a query parameter. I'm not using at the moment because book ID means we need to pass a book ID, then it will, based on the book ID, it will give you all the books, whatever the book ID, whatever books have book ID 1 2 3, only those books IDs will be there. As I already explained what is the query parameter, we used it to sort it out or filter out the resource responses. Okay, so now this is our simple, very basic design of RAML. Okay, and here it is, creating everything for you. You can try this RAML out. Like if we go back to, it is creating a simple documentation. Go back to the endpoints, because currently we have only one endpoint /books. You can create in the same way, you can create so many endpoints with different methods. Like for books you can have post method, like to create some books, and to update some books, like put method you can use to put some, to update some information for the books. In the same way you can create delete method, but for those methods we need a request structure also. Like in the same way response, we need to put like what will be the request. Okay, so for example, if we have post method, in the same way like get, we need to create a post method. Let me create for you that. Okay, so post. So look, I'm not writing the post method just after this line. We need to keep it the correct indentation, like get method in this after one tab. So same way post is after one tab. Okay, so you can create a post method in the same way like post. And for post method also, if you need any headers or any query parameters or any URI parameters, you can explain, explain it here. Okay, I will show it later because just one example I'm showing you. Okay, so this created a simple API design for getting books. Okay, click on this and it is saying try with this. Look, it is like, it is the URI that you have given here. Okay, and request URL, like this is the request URL, and query parameters, show optional query parameters, this is false. And if you put it like this, it will not show you. If you get, then because it's required false. False means it's optional. If you provide it, that's fine. If you don't provide it, that's fine, because it's not mandatory. So okay, it will show you this. If you want to pass, then example is 1 2 3. So it automatically is showing you what type of value it can accept. So if you give like ABC, okay, it will not accept that. Oh, I'm not able to write, something is wrong. Okay, book ID is invalid. Okay, it's valid. And if I give this, if you're giving any alphabet, then it is by automatically showing you book ID is invalid, check documentation. So documentation, what documentation is saying, the its number should be, means its value should be number. So if I give number, any number, okay, so let me check the recording. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so this is the book ID, we passed it, and there is no headers because we did not define any headers for this one. Okay, so then just simply send the request. So what it will give you, 3 not found. Why 3 not found? Okay, one moment. What is this? Details are not exposed due to browser security policies. Okay, let me see why it's giving this error. It's weird. Okay, because I was using this server and there is nothing available for that, so it's a mocking service. We need to use select server mocking service. Okay, so when you hit that, look, it is giving 200. Okay, and it is giving all the books that is available. Okay, so when you create an API, so it is a system API. For example, it's a book system API, so it will be communicating with some database. Okay, from that database it will give me some books, all the books related to like if we pass query parameters 1 2 3, so whatever book ID is available with ID 1 2 3 in database, it will bring all those books, and that then it will send the response in this structure. Okay, so this is a simple API design. Okay, so this is very basic, very basic raml. Okay, so in the same way we will create like other uh, means flows. Like in the next class I will show you like uh, we can, instead of writing every time, because currently we have books, okay, and we have this example, and if we have more resources like slash uh, library, get library name and all those things, so this raml file will be having, it will be very big file.